Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the mother of all hauls. I've seriously done so much damage lately. I've spent a small fortune. So I'm going to start with some things I got from ColourPop first because I don't have many of them. I've been wanting to try their new pressed single shadows for a very long time. And the other day I caught ColourPop doing a sale. I've had these for like a month or so. I've had these for a long time. These are originally $5 and I got them on sale for $3.33. I'm not really sure why that number, but heck, $3 eyeshadows, I'll take it. So I did get some purpley berry tone shades just because that's what I've been into. I don't have a Z palette or any kind of like customized palette to put these in yet, so they're in the little plastic thingies that they came in. So I got the shade Come and Get It, which is a very, very popular shade just from what I see. It's a really cool like NARS orgasm type shade. Like I feel like every brand has this type of shade now. And I do have some previous swatches on my hands that I can't get off, but here's what Come and Get It looks like. This is a beautiful pinky coral, like golden undertone shimmery eyeshadow. It's so pigmented, so buttery and smooth. I have worn this on my eyes one time. It's so gorgeous, packed on with a wet brush. Oh. And then I got the shade Stay Golden because I heard this was a dupe for one of the shades in the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia. This is a matte shade. This one is very pigmented, kind of powdery if you get too much, but a little bit goes a long way. It's very soft, very smooth. I will say it does seem to take me a little bit longer to blend these out and work with them. I don't really know why. It could be because they're so pigmented that sometimes it's harder to work with a super pigmented shadow than it is to work with one that's like a little less pigmented and you have to build it up. These are not ones that start off very light and like you have to build them up. These are super opaque right off the bat. I also got the shade Get Out, which is another matte shade. This is like a muted plummy purple shade. It's very pretty as well. I feel like these colors go really well together. I just love shades like this. I have several, but there's what that looks like. Again, very smooth, buttery. These are pretty consistent as far as pigmentation and quality goes. And the last shade I got is Going Steady, which is another matte. This is more of a raspberry purple shade. Here's that shade at the top. These are so creamy and smooth and they almost look like they have a sheen to them, but they don't. They're matte. I really haven't gotten to play around with these a whole lot, but I'm gonna work my way around to it. So I did get a couple of Lippie sticks. These are my favorite lipstick formula. They're so long wearing, creamy, comfortable, hydrating. Even the matte ones are so good. I wanted to get a shade that was a little more different than what I have. I feel like I have so many nudes and pinks and corals and stuff like that. I want to get more of like a purpley grape shade. So I got the shade Cheers. This is a matte shade. Very creamy, just like all the other ones. So there is that shade. Oh. And then I got the shade Cookie, which is one of my all-time favorite loves. I did run out of it a long time ago. This is also a matte, and this is just the perfect nude shade. I feel like this would look good on every skin tone. It's kind of like a brown-based nude, but it has a little bit of a pink undertone too. It's perfect. And at the time they were having a sale where if you spent like over $10 or $20, you got little Ultra Satin Lippies, like the little mini sizes. So I picked up the shades London Fog. I'll go ahead and swatch that. I usually don't like the Ultra Satin lips, but lately I've been able to wear them a little bit better. So here's London Fog. I believe I've worn this in a video before, and it almost looks like a red on my lips, but it does have more of like a pinky undertone. And I also got the shade Dopey, which is more of a muted lavender shade right here. And like I said, I usually don't enjoy these, but lately I have been with a lip gloss on top. So the last couple of things I got are a single eyeshadow and a highlighter. I love their highlighter formulas, but this is Flexitarian, and this is like a whitish champagne. It's kind of got like an icy tone to it. This is very, oh God, so smooth, so buttery and pigmented. I definitely feel like this is going to be a really pretty shade if you have really pale skin, especially if you have a cool undertone. But with the tan, this does not work for me. This is way too icy and it just kind of washes me out. So when I'm more fair and I don't have a tan, this will definitely be something I gravitate towards. And I picked up this Super Shock eyeshadow in the shade Glow, which is matte. I usually don't like the matte eyeshadows, but the reason I picked this up is because it's a matte skin tone color, and I thought, where they're so long wearing, this would be good to set my eye primer maybe, or to even wear it as an eye primer, and this does not work at all. Like, it feels really creamy, but it does not work on my eyelids for some reason with eye primer underneath. Like, it will not blend out, it sticks, it drags, it's not smooth. Now right here it does look pretty nice and it does swatch really nice. I'm not a fan of it. Okay, we are putting these up by ColourPop. Okay, quick lip change and then we'll get right back to the program. So let's move on to Walmart. I have had several things sitting here from Walmart for a while, so I might as well go ahead and show you. I was going to include this in my Walmart online haul, but it didn't come in time. This is the W7 Smokin Shades Eye Color Palette. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. This is like a 10 kind of palette. It doesn't have a mirror or anything. I actually haven't really tried this a whole lot. I have used this like one time, but I didn't really use a whole lot of shades in it. I will give you a couple of swatches. I do have the Naked Smoky palette, and I do want to compare the two in like a dupe dud or better. So there are some shades, not overly pigmented. We'll see how it compares side by side as far as the tutorial goes. So yeah, if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. And then I picked up this Flower Beauty BB cream, and I haven't really used it a whole lot. This is a very matte BB cream, and it does seem to be like a medium to full coverage. Probably used it like twice, just not wowed by it. But if you guys want to see a full review over it, let me know. I'd be able to tell more about it if I actually like looked at it up close all throughout the day. And then I've had this for a very long time, and I can't decide if I want to do a video on it. This is the Hard Candy Mix-In Pigment Makeup Drops. This is supposed to be like the Cover FX drops kind of thing. I guess this isn't really too new anymore. I've had this for a while, and I never use it. Like, it just hasn't wowed me. But I do want to do a comparison between the Cover FX ones, these, and the NYX in like a collective video, and tell you guys what my thoughts are and see how they compare side by side. So if you guys want to see that, let me know, because that's the only reason I'm keeping this. Next thing I got is this e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Liquid Highlighter with Vitamin E. This is what it looks like. It comes in a tube. This is a really, really pretty shade. It's like a golden champagne shade. I got this when I was in the like cream liquid kick. It's very, very pretty and very dewy. I do not like this as a highlighter on my skin personally. I just feel like it kind of washes me out, and it just looks like a stripe of white on my skin. I don't like the effect. But I do like mixing this in with primers, moisturizers, foundations, stuff like that. So I don't think it's completely useless. Next thing I have is another like liquid highlighter type product. I heard that this was a dupe for the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This is the Rimmel Good to Glow highlighter in the shade Soho Glow. I did wear this under my foundation and makeup the other day. It feels a lot thicker than Becca Backlight Primer, but it does have that same similar tone, and I've seen side-by-side pictures and videos and stuff, and they do look identical on the skin. But this made my makeup break down so fast. It was a very oily, greasy, shiny day, and normally I don't have that problem, but I just don't feel like this really has priming properties, so I just don't feel like it really makes your makeup hold up very well. The last couple of things I have from Walmart are some setting sprays from Hard Candy. They do have 2 or 3 new ones, but they have this Sheer Envy Luminous Setting Spray and the Sheer Envy Brightening Setting Spray. So for some reason, Hard Candy products just always leave me stumped. They don't seem to have the type of products where I use them for the first time and I'm automatically wowed, or I hate them. I'm usually always in between, like on the fence. So I don't really know how these affect my makeup as far as wear goes, but the Luminous Setting Spray definitely does make my skin look glowy and luminous as soon as I spray it. But I just can't figure out what I think about the Brightening Setting Spray especially. Okay, let's get serious. I have a ton and a half of stuff from Ulta, and I'm losing my voice, so if I start getting raspy, that's why. I've been wanting to do some one brand tutorials, and I wanted to do them with some brands that usually I don't see anyone talking about, or I don't see one brand tutorials on them. I picked up a bunch of stuff from JCat Beauty, Catrice, and Model's Own. So I picked up the JCat Beauty You Glow Girl highlighter in the shade Twilight. Again, I feel like I have every shade of highlighter known to man. They all look alike, but this is a very, very pretty shade. It's like a champagne gold, like everything else I have. I also picked up a blush bronzer type product. This is the Love Struck Glam Glow Powder in the shade 105 Pumpkin. This is the product that you see with a little cat embossment on it. I'll put a little picture up of what it looks like before I dip my brush into it, because the cat is an overspray and it goes away as soon as you use it for the first time. But this shade isn't really my cup of tea. I like that pink undertone to be in there too, but I do think the formula is nice. So I got this mascara from JCat Beauty for free just for spending a certain amount. This is the Faux Fiber Mascara. Here's what the brush looks like. It's just your typical like cone shaped tapered brush. This does nothing. Like, this literally seems like it's just fibers in here. I don't feel like there's an actual wet formula. When I put this on my lashes, I cannot see anything happening. It is so dry. Do not recommend it. That's probably why they're giving it away for free. The next thing I got are these little shimmery powder pigments. I have a really, really good idea for making a DIY Cover FX liquid highlighter. That's what my plan is with them. I'm gonna try to do some research and try to find some really good recipes. So I got the shade 102. I can't find the actual shade, but I believe this one was called Vanilla. And JCat Beauty on their website have more of these. Like, they have a ton of shades, but on the Ulta website they only have like maybe 8. They don't have a whole lot, but they do have very, very pretty shades, and I do want to swatch this one for you guys. I hate the packaging. There's no sifter or anything, so it's just loose. It just flies around everywhere, and when you open it up, you do lose a lot of product. It flies in the air, it falls on the ground, but the product itself is so gorgeous. These are so pigmented, especially this one. This one is my absolute favorite. It's a really nice like vanilla champagne color. This is such an amazing highlighter on the cheeks. So glowy, extremely dewy, extremely intense. These are only like $3. These are such a good deal. I just wish that they weren't so messy. And then I got the shade 125 Bronze. Oh, the shade names are on there. Cool. Yeah, this one was 102 Vanilla. So I figured when I made those liquid highlighters, I would kind of mix and match to get different tones and stuff. So this one is more of like an orangey bronze. I think this would be really pretty mixed with vanilla. And then I got more of an icy pink shade because you know I gotta get every color in the skin tone rainbow. So this is 119 Lavender Blush. Oh, I think I'm done with JCat Beauty. So now let's move on to Catrice. So I got the Catrice Lashes to Kill Mascara. There's what the wand looks like. It's just your typical like fluffy medium-sized wand. There's nothing really special about it. And then I got the Catrice Liquid Metal Eyeshadow in the shade Mauves Like Jagger. That's really cute. And this is like a purpley gray shade. And honestly, I was expecting these to be super, super pigmented, but this, let's zoom in on this. Like, this is not pretty. I got the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. It says mattifying, lasts up to 24 hours. It's a second skin effect, and it's supposed to give you a full coverage. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself until a one brand tutorial comes up. I also got the Catrice Healthy Looking Mattifying Powder in the shade Translucent. Oops, I found one more JCat Beauty product. This is the Golden Soleil Baked Bronzer in the shade Cancun Golden Tan. This is more of like a shimmery, not really shimmery, but more of like a sheen bronzer. It does have a little bit of a marble effect where you can see some pink in there. And then I picked up the Catrice Camouflage Cream Concealer in the shade Ivory. This is just a cream pot concealer. I usually don't like creams, but this one seems to be pretty nice. I also got this JCat Makeup Setting Spray with aloe vera. First of all, this smells really weird. I guess it kind of smells like aloe, but kind of not too. But yeah, don't really know how I feel about this. All I know is that I don't like the scent. And then I got a couple of things from LA Girl just to try them. I got the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. I do not like this shade. This is like a warm blonde shade. This is not a cool tone taupe. It just makes my eyebrows look kind of warm, kind of orange. And then I got the LA Girl Glide Eyeliner in the shade Very Black. I love this stuff. And then I picked up the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara because I cannot find it in my local Walmarts. I am doing a review over it today, so that should be out before this video, so you probably already know what I think about it. And then I picked up a couple of Fiona Styles foundations. Everything Fiona Styles on Ulta is on sale. I've heard they're discontinuing this packaging and bringing out new packaging, so everything's on sale. So I got the Matte Finish Foundation and the Luminous Finish Foundation. I have not used these yet. These are way too dark for my skin tone, but these were on sale for $7 or like $7.50. So I figured for like a $30 foundation, I could just mix it in with a white foundation mixer, and I have like a super hyped up, super popular foundation, and I didn't have to pay full price for it. Okay, so moving on to Model's Own products. This is the Barely There eyeshadow palette, and look at this palette. This is a very neutral, like everyday eyeshadow palette. I have used this a few times. Again, I'm saving my thoughts for a one brand tutorial. And then I saw swatches of this palette and I had to get it. This is the Supernatural palette, and look at the shades. I'll look for the picture of the swatches I found and put it up here. This is not my picture. These are not my swatches. Hopefully the name of the person who did it is already in the picture. If not, I'll find them and I'll link them in there myself like I usually do. So just to give you a little idea of what we're working with, there's that really pretty green. They feel so soft and buttery to the touch. I will say they're not overly pigmented, but that's about all I'm gonna say. Honestly, even if I don't end up liking these, I don't want to give them up because they're so pretty. Then the last palette I got from Model's Own is this one right here. It kind of got bent up in my drawer. It got stuck and not so pretty anymore. This is the Sculpt and Glow Contour Palette, and you have a blush, a highlighter, and a matte bronzer. And these are pretty good size pans. I believe all these palettes were under $15, so they're pretty affordable. I mean, they're a little more expensive for the drugstore, but for these kind of palettes like this size, I think it's a pretty good deal. And plus the mirror you get, it's just your typical like Neapolitan bronzing blush palette. And then the last thing I got from Model's Own is the foundation. So I got the Model's Own Runway Foundation. I think this is the only foundation they offer. Here's what the packaging looks like. It's very, very pretty. It comes in a tube. There's what you're getting. If you still enjoy hauls, then please let me know so that I know to keep doing them. And if you like bigger or smaller hauls, then let me know in the comments section. So thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on all my social media, all the links are below, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mwah.